Well, good evening, night, morning, afternoon, wherever you are. Welcome to KingPittDawg Racing. I am Kevin, and I'm just following up here today, being Wednesday, and last day of challenges here, so I think we're going to go in and try to finish a few of these up, probably in the power pack. I am going to quickly, if I can get my fingerprint to read, make sure that we have good sound here, because that's been one of the ongoing problems. Sound check. Sound check. Alright, looks like we are good. Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe, hit that notification bell if you haven't already. Look at some of my older videos. Leave comments. We don't have anything going on until Saturday night, where we are going to have our finale in the PRG Spring Fling Miata Touring Car One Make Series. And then next Tuesday, I will be heading up to Slinger Superspeedway in Slinger, Wisconsin for the Slinger Nationals. And I will be recording as I always do. Of course, I haven't posted any of this stuff because I do not have good editing software. But I do have years of video stored. Really great track to watch races at. Running that track generally around 11 seconds. That's a quarter mile in turns. 11 seconds. That's pretty quick. So, you can see one of our liveries up there for the America 250. I made up several, and I'm going to keep this theme going for the rest of the year, I think. Just kind of breaks up the year. We do have... still having some internet issues, so I'm not going to try to say when I'm going to have the HECS back up and running. At this point, I tried to run the open lobby. I think the issue was my my internet pausing, but I was not losing the room, which was really odd. So we were losing people out of the room, but in some cases I was keeping one or two people in there. So I still believe that was probably my internet, so I'm not gonna waste everybody's time until we know we can successfully run the series. So even if we have to wait till next year, so be it. They are getting close with fiber out here where I'm at. I'm hoping they'll actually put us on it, because we were kind of on our own little thing here in a rural area. I was actually very surprised when I moved in this house that cable was available. So, and broadband internet. So, yep, that's it. Any other updates? We also have the Howie Lettow Classic at Madison International Speedway that I will be at. That is Friday the 24th. And then I think it's August 4th. I think it's a Tuesday. It's the first Tuesday in August. It will be the former, I guess they still call it the Dixieland 250 up at Kaukauna at Wisconsin International Raceway. Some big names usually come to that because it is on a Tuesday. We do have the entry list for Slinger, and it looks like we got a big field of cars coming up there for the Nationals already entered. A few of the locals, but I think I have that here. Let me see if I can find that on the phone, and I'll just go down that entry list that we've seen so far. Again, it's Slinger, Slinger Speedway in Slinger, Wisconsin. If you just search that, you should be able to find it. With the world's fastest, I think it's called the world's fastest quarter mile asphalt oval. So, all right. So here's the entry list I've got for Tuesday, July 14th. Slinger Nationals entry list. Number 4, Luke Fenhouse, also a part-time truck series driver in the last couple of years. Tristan McKee driving the Richie Waters number 5. Pensauter driving the Thorsport number 5. Casey Johnson, last year's Midwest Series champion, be driving his number 5. Mitch Haver, I believe Mitch is out of Iowa, if I'm not mistaken. We got John DeAngelis Jr. driving his familiar number 7. And then it looks like Derek Thorne will be in Paulie Schaefer Motorsports number 7. Derek Kraus in the Kraus Racing number 9. Alex Prunty in the 11. He is more like a local guy. Nick Egan, another local guy, in the number 13. Cody King, I believe he's out of Iowa as well. He is in the 14. And then we have Austin Nason, who was this year's Joe Shear Classic winner. On the 14, he's right up the road from me here. Gabe Summers in the 15, the two-time Midwest Series champion. Billy Braun, a local driver up at Slinger. Nick Neri, I'm not sure about that one. Haven't heard of him. He might be a Southern driver, I'm not sure. Grant Griesbach, last year's track champion and multi-champion, also a participant in the Ram Race for the Seat show. Eddie Van Meter, I'm not sure, he might be local. I'm not 100% sure. Guy I talked to quite a bit, or did anyway until recently, Levon Vandergeest on the 23 in his Vandergeest racing car. Jeff Storm, the veteran, in the 25. Jeremy Bentz, and I think Jeremy is a local guy. Jesse Bernhagen, a local Wisconsin guy. Jordan DeVoy, another local guy. Andrew Morrissey in the 39. Jordan DeVoy, 38, and Bernhagen, the 27, by the way. Dennis Prunty, yes, Alec Prunty's uncle, I believe, in the 42. And former Truck Series champion and multi-event champion Rich Bickle, going to be driving his number 45 up there. And Rich keeps saying he's retired, but he just loves coming back and racing this race. Steve Apel, another local guy in the 51. Stephen Nassy, now he is from the South, and he was up at the Stars National Tour race up there when I went up there a couple weeks ago. Rich Loach, who I think has been around for a long time, if that's the same one I'm thinking of. Kendrick Cryer, who is another, I think, national driver. NASCAR Cup driver Carson Hocevar. Wisconsin veteran Ryan Farrell. Anthony Campy Racing driver Carson Brown. Local Brad J.J. Muller in his Pontiac Grand Prix, number 89. And our 2024 Truck Series champion and multi-time Slinger National champion, multi-time Midwest Series champion, Ty Majeski. And then the other Braun, R.J. Braun, in the 92. So that is what we've got so far, and that was as of yesterday. So looking forward to that. That's a good race. It's 200. I think it's 200 laps. Only green flag laps count. And let's see. I think that's all the news I've got for right now. I've still not seen the guts of the Cup race from Chicagoland. And by the time I got to the end of my recording for the Xfinity, the O'Reilly Series race, it was already, they were just getting ready to start moving the cars onto the track. So I will be trying to watch that on YouTube sometime here soon, just to kind of catch up. And there were some juicy things I've seen. I know who won the Cup race. I'm not going to give it up to you if you haven't seen it, but I think I woke up just in time to see the victory lap. That's usually what happens. But anyway, let's get into this. And let's see what we got going on here. We have a challenge. I don't think I really want to try to complete this one. I do not enjoy driving the Group 1 cars. Unless I'm racing not against AI anyway. Let's see what our conditions are here. Sardinia Road Track. 950 or less. We could run our GR hybrid. I guess we'll do this once. We'll try this once. We'll start on mediums. 8 times tire wear, huh? And we are going 15 laps. Alright. Let's go for it. Alright, let me get my VR set up and then we will do this. Okay, just bear with me as we set up here. You're going to get a little blue screen. Alright, here we go. Back in the saddle here. And I guess we're just going to go for it here. 15 laps. Woo! Oh, that was way too slow. We'll figure it out. It'll take us a couple laps. We'll get it figured out here. Ooh, a little too deep there. Ooh, careful there. Ooh, look out. Ooh, that's too much. almost too much. It was too much, but it was almost disastrous. You fucking thing, come on. Catching them. Well, I'm not going to make it on fuel, so I'm going to have to... Might as well just start pushing it, I guess. this much. I'm not getting through that corner very good right now. This thing just does not even drive straight. Damn it. Well. Damn it. Come on, come on, come on. Go, 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 you pig. Come on. Yeah, I just don't like driving these things. Not unless I am, like, in competition with normal people. When you start the back like this in these challenges, you gotta drive so hard. That thing does not want to drive straight. Good enough. Alright. No, I don't want to drive that. What is it? 680 or less. Sports tires. What year? Oh, it's just these. Okay. Let's see which one I got. Oh, it just says 680 or less, huh? Oh, we're gonna be supercharged here. I mean, like, really good. We don't need a lot of downforce. Let's try this. Set Brands Hatch. Huh? Oh, actually, you know what? We do want downforce at Brands Hatch. I thought we were at Daytona Road Course here. We're just going to go right smack dab in the middle. Four laps. Maybe we should cook all these older cars. All right. I'm going to run one qualifying lap. Man, is my nose plugged up? Can hear my whistle. Alright, nobody's catching me. Get her done. I'm gonna drop back to the back, see if I can pass everybody in 4 laps. Got 20 cars past 4 laps, that's a lot. I guess it's 16 cars. Gonna put a damper on my plans here.
Which game is this?
GT7.
If you get top 3, I will subscribe.
Alright.
Motivate you to do live stream?
I don't remember. Watching a couple other guys do it, I guess. Not for long. Hard to put power down these sport soft tires.
Max or Hamilton?
I'm sorry, I couldn't understand that.
CR7 or messy.
Still can't understand, sorry. I can't see it when I'm in VR either, so. Let's see how fast we can go this lap. Woo! Still having a hard time, even in higher gear, putting the power down.
You watch football?
No, not really. Not a bad payday on that one. The old Supra far outmatched the rest of the field.
That you should work on your thumbnails.
Yeah, I used to stay up on that, but time is always the enemy. They're getting the animation a lot closer. It's not as laggy as it used to be. Kind of leave them in the dust in this last lap, so we'll cut that one out. 134. Nice. Where are we going from here? Let's see. Ooh, Daytona Road Course. Alright. We'll bring our 787B. Mediums. I don't want a lot of downforce here at Daytona. Somewhere around there. Give it a little bit of ride height room, just because that transition can kill you. That looks decent. It's pretty even on the roll bars. We'll try it. One of the best sounding cars ever. Go get her done. 2,000, huh? This one must pay out really good. And we're just gonna skip practice. Alright, here we go. Need a rabbit to chase. Here we go. I got enough gear in this thing. Doesn't seem like I do. Left a little more gear in it for the race. Ooh, I overcooked that bad. Whoa, baby. Yeah, that's too early. We're hitting the red line coming out of the last corner. Whoa, baby. We might add a little bit more downforce. If we had a little bit more gear, I think we'd be a little better off. This thing only has 5 speeds, so... We're being the 135s this time. I don't screw up the chicane back here. Ooh, whoa, 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 didn't want to do that. That was close. We win. Oh, it's not letting me change anything in pits here. Alright. I hope I'm not stuck with those settings the whole race. I may have to flat foot or pedal it a little bit. Alright, we're gonna go with that. Alright, how many laps does it say? I didn't even look. Okay, here we go. Good look at our soul red crystal and blue. I'm going to short shift a little bit just to keep some fuel. Ooh, he just pooted me off the track there.
Which game is this?
Must have reset.
CR7 or Messy? You want
Oh.
football?
It said CR7 or Messy, okay. I still didn't understand what that was. Oh, man. Man, he really broke early. Alright, we got over half the race here to catch the leader now. Oh, we drove right off the track. I almost followed him. Whoa, shit. Oh, that was not a good move. Ooh, nice 360. Well, I really got my work cut out for me now. Oh, I overcooked that big time. Oh, he drove it right out to the edge there. Drove me right off the... Oh, come on, don't come all the way around, you piece of shit. Come on. Damn it. I don't know, it's not looking good. Man, I lost 9 seconds, and then what did I lose before? 11? Definitely not gonna... I don't think I'm gonna catch the leader. I don't think I'm gonna catch him. Just not making up enough time here. Not gonna quite get there. Alright, well, we know where we went wrong. Got a little bit too tall a gear in at that time. I think we'll take a little bit more gear out of it. Let's see if we can run that again. it won't let me run it again. Oh no, I'm in it already. Okay, that's it. Alright, got it. Okay. Hopefully I kept my settings, so we were at 400, we'll go to... I am gonna... We'll split the difference. We're gonna go middle on everything here. That thing seemed really stiff. Alright, let's try that. Let's run one lap, one qualifying lap, see where we're at. He's definitely more responsive. Really confident that won't get beat. Alright. I think we got a good setup. No screw ups this time. Here we go. Alright, here we go. Shit, I was trying to look and I couldn't see. Alright, I think it's just the 5 of us, so here we go. Did not see him there. Yeah, with that extra downforce, this thing's getting through that bus stop. Awesome. It is taking me a little bit longer to accelerate on the straightaway, so I gotta wind her all the way out, but we will get there. Only lap 2. Whoa, 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 what did I do there? I must have bumped that wall. Well, we ruined this race. Man, I was right there too. I had him. Right where I wanted him, where I could keep playing with him. Tires are gonna be dirty. Oh, he spun out, huh? Almost made a big error there. Can't say I ain't pushing the limits. Damn it. God, that cost me probably half a second. Not gonna quite get there. That's good money on this one. That is Mazda Soul Red Crystal, Mazda Machine Gray. And that blue accent is that Acura, can't think of Nouveau blue. Yeah, if I wouldn't have screwed up and went off track that one time, I would have been really... Or no, I spun out, didn't I? Yeah, it's past midnight. Probably should call it a night. We got our 3 checks. We'll come back to that one. Let's go get our gifts. Pull this VR off. We got 2 because we raced into the next day here. Seems like a jump change after all the what I was winning before. Let's take a look. Maybe we'll get something better here. I don't need another Porsche electric car. Of course, we got 10,000. Rigged. It's like the lottery. Yeah, I'm finally gonna hit 444. Cool. Alright. Well, I think we beat this thing out pretty good. Let's go change the oil, clean her up. Get all the Daytona leavings off of it. Alright, oil change. Alright, now we're going to go take a look. See if we got any new cars we can make super hissers out of. I guess we could there. What do we got? 44378. What's the power on that one? Yeah, that should be an easy one. 3,400 pounds. So a vintage. Problem with these, I don't think you can add aero to the front. That really makes it difficult. Same thing for this mock. 302, 3,560 pounds. Alright. I think I can't get enough power out of this. But since it doesn't come up that much, I'm going to go ahead and buy it anyway. What else we got? That ain't gonna go where we need into our spec. That one might. Oh man, I'm spending a lot already. I wanted to stay above that 44. It's kind of like my zero, my new zero. Once I hit that, I said didn't want to go under it. I don't know if I can put enough weight on that one. So the super hissers are 400 horse, 3,000 pounds. I don't think a lot of these are going to be able to make it. 223, 2661. Some of those are really pushing the weight limit. Nope. 44 is my new basement, so that's it for now. Alright, we got enough to... We've made quite a few, and we'll make some more. Let's check the legend cars. Not that I'm going to spend anything else now. I'm using 44 as my basement. Ooh, that's a polished one. I could care less about these 20 million credit cars. No, thank you. Alright, I think we're good set up for this week. So, again, to recap, we'll be getting the internet checked out here over the next month or two. Try to hopefully get that fixed, because we did not have success running an open lobby. Still pausing. And it's still upstream. I already done some research on that, so... Not much I can do here. So, let's see. I think that's it for tonight. Thanks everybody for watching. Don't forget, this Saturday night, PRG Spring Fling Series, final round. 3 races in Spec Miatas. And we're still going to run our livery. We'll pop that baby up on the board. In fact, I might even make a new one. Or modify it. This one looks pretty good, though. Alright, that's what we're running Saturday night. I think it's about 8 o'clock Central? 9 Eastern when we actually start. We'll probably be on a little bit before that. But Daytona Road Course where we just ran. It'll be fun. Alright, hope I'll see everybody then. Don't forget, hit that like button, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Leave me a comment if you have any questions. Look through some of my old videos. I do apologize, my thumbnails are not that good. At least in the last year or two. I did a pretty good job there for a couple years, but just time has been against me. So thanks again. We'll see you around. Until next time, KingPittDawg, out.